Hashtag third best Star Wars film. We're flying casual because I had to sit through like 20 minutes of American Idol today. Joining me is Brock and Andrew. The scumbags themselves are here. They just watched the Solo trailer. I'm going to start with Andrew first. Andrew, hi.
Shh, I'm watching the trailer.
And Brock hasn't seen it yet. He was actually at a WrestleMania party, and he got pulled back.
Oh, I'm sitting at home watching Fantastic Mr. Fox. I sent you a picture.
I know you sent me that picture. I can't wait to see Isle of Dogs. But look, guys, I didn't know. I was at a wedding last night, and Jacob Nixon, thank you, Jacob, sent me a message, and he goes, Solo trailer tomorrow. And I had my scotch in my hand, and I threw it at the groom, and I said, I got to go
Bruh,
prepare.
it's all over the internet, bruh.
Oh, I wasn't on the internet because I was.
You gotta get on the internet, brah.
You gotta go. So everyone knew the trailer was coming. American Idol, obviously, it happened. Ryan Seacrest and his fantastic glasses that Aaron points out in our reaction through to it. First off, Brock, go to you. Did the trailer make you more enthusiastic for it? Did it make you less enthusiastic for it? Or were you like, well, I'm going anyway?
I cannot wait for Cowboys and Wookiees to come out. It's going to be amazing. This trailer, I was like, we don't need any more. And yes, we do. It showed us so much more and showed us so little, which is amazing. I'm speechless.
Andrew? I know you're not speechless because we can't get you to shut up.
This is true. Yeah, this was... This really came out like I found out when you found out and you messaged me about it. I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, this was fun, man. I think I still prefer the last one. There's just something sexy about that last one, but this was just like a little bit more goodness. This was like an after dinner chocolate that was like, yeah, you ate that steak and here's some chocolate to wash that down. And I liked it a lot.
I think this one was like, here's the movie. This is the tone of the movie, the feel of the movie. The excitement, everything you're gonna get. Like, this was more of that, where the other one was like, you're gonna get excited for it. This one was kind of like, we just want you to know what's happening. By the way, I thought that Brock, who did you think the Wookiee with Chewie was initially?
Oh, I had to watch it like a bunch of times because remember when the first one came out, I was like, I thought that was another Wookiee, but it was Han, so I had to double check that it wasn't Han. And I'm like, is it hair and a jacket? And I'm like, I don't know, because it looks... Am I wrong in thinking it looks like they're on the winter thing or wherever that train heist happens?
Yeah, I couldn't tell where they were either, but yeah,
it felt like mountainous. It did not look like Kashyyyk.
It didn't look like Kashyyyk at
all. Someone important to him. It would be amazing if it was his wife, and then yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought it was Lumpy right away, but I was possibly corrected in the comments, Andrew, because you think it was the same person that this person in the comments thought it was, and that is...
I thought it was Mala. If it is, I'm very excited.
No,
like,
yeah.
That's
wait.
Closer
I'm stopping
to
you.
Arthur.
Are you not excited for Lumpy?
Yeah, I'll take Lumpy. I'll take, but
you don't get Lumpy without Nala. I don't know if you know how this works, James, but like there has to be a wife as well.
I'm not arguing Mala at all. I'm saying,
and technically Lumpy's already canon, so
when two Wookiees love each other very much, things happen.
But because of that, though, do you think there's the possibility that all of Chewie's family will be in this movie? Like, if this is the life debt, and you do see Chewie leaving Kashyyyk, could he say goodbye to his entire family, and we're just seeing a small portion of that? But as Brock said, it doesn't look like they're on Kashyyyk.
Maybe he busted them out of some kind of prison camp, and they're sending them back, and he's like, I'm going to stay with him, something along those lines. I hope it's not that obvious, but I don't think that's if it is, like, who cares? Like, we accept that.
I love that Chewie's 190 years old.
There's so much Chewie in this. Like,
oh, man.
I feel like we're going to learn so much about Wookiees in this movie.
I feel like this was like that last Avengers trailer that was all Black Panther. They're like, all people want is Chewie. Let's just give them Chewie and Lando for for the entire 2 minutes of this thing. We'll make them happy with that. Well, Brock, was there anything that stood out to you other than Chewie that stood out to you that you're like, oh my God, this is happening?
I like the homage to the Denny's commercial where you meet Lando for the first time. It's great. And I'm like, ooh, I bet they have trading cards there. I think what stood out for me the most is just how clearly this is a Western, even though that's not a new fact, but just like the more I watch this, I'm like, this is going to be a Western. And then the train heist It looks great. I don't remember in the other ones. Do we see the Falcon like we see it in this one? Like, because it looks different, not just clean, but like there's the tooth things at the front are filled in. I'm like, what?
We've seen the fill in promotional materials, like not in a trailer. Though in the trailer, we
That's
never really
right.
got to
Yes.
get that. Yeah, so everyone's curious how what's gonna happen there. Because remember, Han tells Lando, I think it's Lando, that he's made modifications on the Falcon. Like that Han has done his deal to it, and I think I've heard that we're gonna find out how it goes from pristine, nice white, clean interior to that yellow gunk that we get for the next 40 years of filmmaking. I've heard we're gonna see that. I can't wait for it. Andrew, anything for you that stood out that you were like, yeah?
Well, specifically with me, it was Lando because I was just so excited to see him, and I
Believe
love
everything.
how 70s he was.
Yeah.
He was, buckle up your seatbelt, baby. Like he was so. I could have just like copy pasted him into like any old Billy D movie, and it would have worked. And I love that.
Imagine someone does like a fan edit of this when the movie comes out, or even this trailer, and just somehow gets Billy D. Williams to do all the same lines and then just put it over top of
Oh my god.
Donald Glover.
One thing I loved was someone pointed this out. I didn't hear it the first time, obviously, but Han has a really good feeling about this. Not a bad feeling. Han's got a good feeling. Can't wait. Woody Harrelson kind of says, once you join us, this is your life from now on. So that must be, I'm guessing that's a moment when he might be an Imperial before that or something, because we see that, and then he's like, or whatever, his life is changing forever. But man, I was right from the start, I was on board with it. It really like got me, and it got, you know, obviously everyone knows that I'm super excited for the movie to begin with, so it's kind of like Brock watching a Star Wars movie. Like, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? It's like,
this is a Star Wars movie.
no, you know what? Or a Marvel movie.
No, I get it.
Like, you're gonna love it.
You're not funny.
But like, it's not trying to be funny. I'm just saying it's a comparison. It was like you watching a Star Wars movie where I was just like, but I was kind of a little bit nervous that maybe it would be not that great, and I was really happy that this was. I really think that it just showed us the tone, the feel, and the characters that we're going to meet. We finally see L3, Lando's droid, for the first time.
Yeah.
Brock, is she going to become the Falcon?
Oh man, the more I think about that, I'm more on board for that. I'm like, yeah, that's sweet.
Have you heard that rumor, Andrew? Did you watch our podcast about it? Probably not.
I remember it a million years ago, but I like the idea of her being like, you know, sort of integrating into it, and then now, if she becomes like this really cool character and just stands out and pops in this movie, then when we go back and we watch the originals, we can put that voice in our head and be like, that's who R2 and 3PO are arguing with right now, is her.
That, or you know what, the Lobot theory as well really kind of goes, where that's like Lobot, a Lobot is, because where is Lobot? Not that it matters so much, but where's the droid is actually what we got to ask. Where's L3 in the original trilogy is what we hopefully won't be asking by the end of this. Hopefully, I hope she doesn't go the way of K2SO. I hope there's a better ending for her than being shot to death. But I mean, K2SO for me got the best death in Rogue One, I think, of all the major characters, except for obviously the rebels that were getting slain by Vader. Those were the best. Does this make you guys think that it could be better than Rogue One in terms of standalone Star Wars movies? Andrew, I'll go to you first. Brock's in deep thought.
It looks like it's a very different animal.
Entertainment.
It looks like it's a very different animal from Rogue One. Still Star Wars, but something about just the way that these people are. It's definitely doing the job of shining lights into different pockets that, you know, the whole standalone thing was supposed to do. I think that it will be more divisive than Rogue One was, but I think I will. Yeah, I have a feeling it will be. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people who are like, no, not for me. But I'm going to go on record and say that I think I will enjoy it a little bit more than Rogue One.
Brock?
Hmm. I think they're definitely gonna go toe to toe for like the movie that people will like, especially with the way the current state of the saga, and everyone just is always. A lot of people love Rogue One just because it's so different. I think at the end of the day, they won't be comparable because I think Han Solo is going to be a lot of fun, while Rogue One is it is fun, but it's also like very dramatic. So I think that's where they'll differ. But I think these two movies are going to change the landscape of Star Wars. I mean, Rogue One already is, but it's together. They'll just continue to change the landscape of Star Wars. Like, I'm floored by this trailer. It's great. I was like, this is so much fun, and it's a lot of what we've already seen. But I don't know, like it looks great.
Yeah, the 15-second teaser that they showed yesterday, I watched it early this morning, and I was like, oh, it's all footage that I've already seen. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get tomorrow? I mean, there was that one shot of like the engines, whatever. But I was like, what are we gonna get tomorrow? Anything exciting? Yeah. Yes, it was. So we're gonna Brock and I, by the way, we should point this out on episode 89 of Rebel Scum podcast. When that goes up, we're gonna break down shots and talk about this in depth because it is, it's my joy right now. But we gotta talk about the one thing that I think a lot of people are gonna. That could be to Andrew's point about the divisiveness. This could be it, and that's Ehrenreich's portrayal of Han Solo. For me, watching the trailer, I completely forgot about everything. I'm not even making that up. I was just like, Han Solo trailer, and I know it's hard to look past Harrison Ford, but for me right now, and I think kudos to the marketing department, because when we see posters, when we see the toys, the new Black Series and all that, it's Ehrenreich's face. They're not trying to give you a mixed match. They're just like, this is Han Solo. Suck it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, here's Han Solo. So for me right now is, Harrison Ford is my Han Solo, obviously, but for Solo, a Star Wars story, Ehrenreich is the lead of this movie, or part of the ensemble of this movie. And I never once was like, oh, that's not Han Solo. But that was my mindset. Brock, what do you think? Do you think that's gonna? Do you liked his performance, or do you think it's still gonna draw a lot of blah?
I think I watched it probably 3 times in a row. I think on my second or third, I was like, oh, this is Ehrenreich. Like, there's definitely, as much as it's not Harrison Ford, there is a Han Solo vibe. I mean, we heard the reports that they had to bring in an acting coach, but I from this trailer alone, I was like, yeah, that's it. Like, there's something different about it. I can't exactly remember what my thought was. But there was a clear point where I'm like, oh, this is not Harrison Ford. This is a totally different character. But I was like, the first one, I was just like, I'm like, Han Solo, that's him. Yes, perfect. I almost prefer that it's someone different because he is younger, even though that's not what Harrison Ford looked like that 20 or 30 or whatever you want to call it. But it's just like, yes, like it still feels like him. It's just a younger, like we all accepted young Indiana Jones, River Phoenix. Like,
arguably, Alden Ehrenreich looks more like Harrison Ford than River Phoenix. Yeah. I was like, Andrew, you spent all afternoon directing me. You're a really mean director. I am the star of your upcoming feature film. Everybody should know that. It's very dramatic. That's a lie. But what did you make of Ehrenreich? Did you have to tell yourself, oh, that's not Harrison Ford, or were you like me and just like you checked the baggage at the door, or what?
Yeah, Harrison himself never kind of came into the framework of my mind while I was watching this. I'm glad, he is different. I will say Ehrenreich looks and sounds different from the Han we know, but I'm glad he does. Because that means there's room to grow, That means I'm not just watching the same old Han do the same old shtick for 2 hours. I'm watching a kid, presumably I'm going to guess a very naive kind of kid, a very un-Han kind of kid, grow into Han by learning these lessons that Beckett is telling him, if you think people will betray you, then you won't be disappointed, blah, blah, blah. And I can't wait to see that progression. I think that's going to be part of the climax of this movie, part of the treat of this movie is seeing Han Solo at the end as we know him. That's the little cherry on top, like getting to see Leia's face in Rogue One. Like, we're gonna spend all this time with this dude, and he's gonna be cool and whatever. And he's like this young guy, and he's brash, and he makes stupid mistakes. And then when we get to the end, something's gonna happen where he's gonna have a moment where he turns to the camera and he's gonna say something or do something. We're gonna be like, oh, there he is. That's Han. And I think that's gonna get people really pumped.
Yeah, I can't. I think that moment from the last trailer when he's flying through and the tentacle beast is in the air and he goes, "You're fine. I told you we're fine." That is a Han moment. But again, this comes back to what we've been saying for a long time. Kasdan wrote the script. Lawrence Kasdan wrote this script, and Brock and I talk about it all the time. Nobody knows him better. Nobody knows Han Solo better than Kasdan. I would argue Kasdan knows him better than George Lucas, and George Lucas created him. Like, there's a reason why he wanted to write this movie. That's what we all have to remember is this was a guy who was hired to write another Star Wars film by George Lucas, and he chose young Han Solo. Like, he chose to do it because he loved the character. So if you have somebody with the kind of passion to come in because he loves something, I think, look, if it sucks, it sucks, but at least it's somebody, their heart was in the right place. That's what we'll say. Uncle Ron looks like he was the right choice to come in and clean this up from it all. Brock, any final thoughts on the trailer before we watch it 200 more times before the podcast?
I'm excited. I will buy my tickets tonight.
Well, they're not on sale yet.
No, I know they're not on sale. But
Do you know that?
I'm just saying that if they were available right now, I would buy them right now.
Yeah, me too.
Threefold.
Tickets are not available at this moment, just so you know.
Thank you.
I just went on the Cineplex website. We don't have Fandango in Canada, and we don't have AMC in Canada. We don't have Denny's in Canada. Oh, we do, but we don't have
Denny's in Canada.
Well, we don't have real Denny's apparently. Because
I still don't understand that phone call.
Andrew, you want to explain that phone call quickly for all the people that don't care?
Oh, yeah. Well, I got excited and giddy over this trading card thing and over the prospect of ordering something from Denny's that sounded like it came from space. So I called up my local Denny's and I said, "Hello, local Denny's. Can I speak to your manager?" And the guy's like, "I am the manager." So I was like, "So here's the deal, manager. Are you guys doing the Han Solo promotion that I saw in the commercial?" And the manager paused for a second and said, "What's Han Solo?" So clearly the answer was no. And I hung up and cried.
Like, we just lost Brock, so everybody knows. But we'll wrap this up quickly. I will get tickets a minute to come on. Obviously. Oh, yeah, Brock's gone. I'll wrap. Everyone can see him in his Ewok hat right now, which is the best part of it all. We'll wrap it up. Episode 89. We will go through. We'll pick shots out, and we're going to go through them shot by shot. I'm actually very, very excited. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know a lot of you aren't convinced with Ehrenreich still, but for me, like I said, I just went in and I saw him for Brock's back for Han Solo. He is what he is. We'll be covering this for a while now because, I mean, it's 40. As of right now, it's 47 days. This will probably go up around midnight, so 46 days when you get it. Brock's gone again. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below, like I said, what you guys thought of it. And until next time, may the force of others be with you.
I will not let down. I will not be left out.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.